Hi everyone, today we are going to make pulled chicken, and what I really love about this recipe is that it's so versatile. The methods you're going to learn here, how to cook the chicken, how to brown it off and create flavor, is methods that you can use in almost all your cooking. You can transform this simple dish into any flavor profile depending on what herbs and spices and sauces you put in to your pot before you cook it. So I hope you enjoy this recipe. First, add your oil to a pan. I like to use tallow or olive oil, which has a higher smoking point and helps you to be able to brown your meat. You want to make sure you're getting good coloration on your meat because this translates into flavor. So make sure you have a nice sear on it. Don't overcrowd your pan and do it in stages. Once it's cooked, remove it from the heat and place it into your pressure cooker or slow cooker, whatever you want to cook it in. You could even do it in casserole dish, which you could then place into the oven. Then you want to add your onion and carrot, celery to the pan, and again you want to cook it so that it becomes brown, adding more flavor to your dish. Once you are happy with the color on your vegetables, we're then going to add our herbs and spices. This is so we can heat them up and activate them, really releasing the aromatics in them to intensify the flavor. Today we're using cumin, coriander, turmeric, and some mixed herbs, but you could use anything you like or have on hand. Once you can smell the herbs and they're ready, quickly remove them off the heat because you don't want to burn your herbs or spices because that could cause a bitter flavor. We are now going to deglaze our pan, which is when you add liquid to a pan and you remove all the stuck burnt on pieces on your pan. This is because it holds a lot of flavor and we want to make sure that that flavor makes it into our pot that we're cooking our meat with. So take your time to scratch up the bottom of your pan and the sides of your pan. Make sure you're using a spatula that's silicone, that's not going to damage your pan and cause any of it to go into your food. You just want to remove all the lovely caramelized flavor from your meat and from your vegetables and put it into your pot. Now all that's left to do is add a little bit of sugar to our pot, which we didn't add earlier because we didn't want to burn it, just to equalize out the flavor. And then you want to add some good quality chicken stock to make sure that the level of the water is above the level of the meat that you're cooking. And that's going to make sure you're going to get a really even heat distribution and that your chicken's going to be evenly cooked. Then place the lid of your pressure cooker or your slow cooker on, and we're going to leave it for the desired amount to make sure that our meat is cooked. Once you've released the pressure, you can then take off the lid and just check to make sure that your chicken is cooked through. You want to get a fork and make sure that it is lovely and flaky and just pulls away from itself. It should easily fall apart. Now from here, you don't want to take your chicken out of the broth. If you do that, it's going to seize up and become dry. So you want to make sure that you can cool it in the broth first before you take it out to shred. Once it is near room temperature, you can shred the chicken by using 2 forks, moving them back and forth to shred it up. Now with your remaining liquid, you can leave it as is and eat it like a casserole, or today we are going to turn it into a more gravy-like consistency because we're going to use it in a pot pie. So strain your liquid and then you want to remove your carrots. You can put them aside to put in your pie, or sometimes we use it as baby food as well. It's full of all that nutrition we've cooked it in. So using a ladle, skim off the top layer surface of your liquid. That's the fat. We want to remove that so then it doesn't create a bad taste on our palate, and also because it's not that healthy for you. So take the time to remove the fat. You can also place this in the fridge or freezer for a little while to freeze out the fat and just remove it once it solidifies. We then reduced our sauce a little bit by bringing it to the boil. Once we were happy with the flavor in the liquid, we're then going to go ahead and add a slurry of corn, flour and water just into the mixture and stir it around and then bring it to the boil. This is going to nicely thicken our sauce. We're looking for a kind of gravy consistency to put in our pies, but like I said, you can leave it thinner or make it thicker to suit whatever you're going to use your meat for. Once the sauce was thick enough, we added it to a ramekin with our carrots that we saved from it earlier, placing the gravy on top. We're going to put some puff pastry on the top and cook them in the oven till the pastry is cooked through, making them into little pot pies. But you could just as easily use this for sliders or tacos or anything else your heart desires. And I have to say, these have turned out to be a family favourite. And before you go, hit that subscribe to see more of these videos.